This is the first trial to be held on the basis of universal jurisdiction for crimes committed during ex-President Yahya Jammeh's 22-year. The judgment is of major significance, not only for the four plaintiffs in the trial, but also for all the victims and survivors of these crimes. Bailo was convicted of the murder of AFP journalist Dede Hydra in 2004, who also worked for the International Journalist Network, Reporters Without Borders, and former soldier Dauda Nyasi in 2006, as well as the attempted murder of lawyer Usman Silla in 2003. The verdict was well received by some of the victims, who described it as a big step forward in their pursuit of justice.
You can, bring the person back, but the step that the German government take, I'm very happy about that. Yeah, I'm so happy. Yeah, we went through a lot. We don't even complete our school. Then our family too. The house he was building, it was not completed.
It is a very welcoming news and a win for the victims, a win for the Gambia, a win for our justice, a request for justice. It is an emotional day. It is a day that at least they had a little closure. It is never enough.
Perhaps we wouldn't say justice has been done, but this is a step towards achieving justice, or that justice is being served after a very long time.
Bailo was arrested in Germany in March 2021, where he had been living since 2012 after leaving the Gambia. During the trial, which began on 25th April 2022, a court in Celle, Germany, heard from a large number of witnesses and took into account written and audiovisual materials, including interviews given by the accused to Gambian radio stations, as well as transcripts and recordings of the hearings of the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparations Commission, TRRC.
I mean, what more can be given? I mean, it's life imprisonment, and for me, I think it's fair. I mean, based on every evidence that they have had, if they had given him less, we would have said maybe, it's less than we had expected. But then I think there's the most in German courts. There is no death sentence in Germany. I don't think so. We have not seen any progress in the side of prosecution. Of course, papers are being brought out, recommendations, white papers and stuff. But we need to see people in court. We need to see these processes happening.
Now, what does his conviction mean to the Gambia and the country's transitional justice process? For answers, we turn to Imran Dabo, a human rights lawyer and legal analyst.
So the importance of this conviction, of course, is that accountability, which is part of the reasons why the Gambia embarked on a transitional justice process, is now beginning to take shape. Even though it was not in the Gambia, what universal jurisdiction tries to do is to connect the domestic with the international. So this has been a very long-term principle. Even before we have modern treaties, you would find that universal jurisdiction was in place to prosecute, for example, pirates during the olden days, because they were within spaces where no individual jurisdiction could get a hold of them. So their actions were considered a collective issue that needed to be addressed.
Germany has jurisdiction over such crimes on the basis of universal jurisdiction. Under this principle, states have the possibility and sometimes the obligation to prosecute the perpetrators of international crimes on their territory, regardless of where the crimes were committed or the nationality of the perpetrators and victims. Dabo explains.
I think, first of all, for those who felt that the TRRC had just finished and everything is dead, a lot of people feel like that and kind of have lost hope or interest. This is a signal to them that, no, really, things have not stopped at the TRRC. The TRRC is going to be a springboard for other accountability processes. And this is just one step towards that. We also, if you remember, have another 2 cases of universal jurisdiction. One that is going to be happening in January in Switzerland for Usman Sonko. And there's also another case in the United States that is due to start in September 2024 of Michael Correa, who was also one of the junglers.
Trial International, which is based in Switzerland, with several partner NGOs such as Human Rights Watch and RSF, has been pursuing the matter for several years. Trial International and the German organization ECCHR contacted the German prosecuting authorities in August 2019 to inform them of the suspect's presence on German territory and to find out whether an investigation into the role he played was underway. Following his arrest in Germany in 2021, Trial International provided additional information to the German prosecuting authorities regarding his involvement in the alleged offenses, including the radio interviews and testimonies from the TRRC. It then provided logistical and psychological support to the plaintiffs.
We need everyone to put their hands on deck. I mean, civil society organizations are doing everything they can, to be honest. Every day we are knocking at the doors of the government, of the Ministry of Justice. We are doing relentless things to see that justice is given, to see that these things do not happen again, to see that we have a constitution, a government, a country, a parliament, everything else in the Gambia that speaks for the freedom and the relaxation of the people in the country.
Law was found to have helped to stop Hydra's car and driving one of the killers in his own vehicle. According to investigations by RSF, Hydra was being spied by Gambian intelligence services just before his death. The trial, which began last year, is the first to tackle human rights violations committed in the Gambia during the Jammeh era on the basis of universal jurisdiction, according to Human Rights Watch and Trial International. The second trial under the principle of universal jurisdiction to try crimes committed under the presidency of Yahya Jammeh will open in Switzerland in January 2024 against Ousmane Sonko, former Gambian Interior Minister, who is also accused of crimes against humanity. Another alleged former member of the Junglers, Michael Sankoria, was also charged in the United States. His trial will take place in Denver, Colorado, and is scheduled to begin in September 2024. Despite the seemingly never-ending pain of the victims of human rights violations, Law's conviction delivers justice at last and will serve as a sort of relief for victims who are pursuing justice for their loved ones. Alhaji Mbai, GRTS.